I'm so sad to see that woke anti-white cancel culture has now gripped my birthplace of Hong Kong, because Asia has pretty much done a good job of keeping all that nonsense out. But something has clearly changed, because the Hong Kong I know and love has always been an international city. It's always been welcoming to foreigners. It's always attracted expats and visitors from all over to work and play there. And Hong Kongers have always lived harmoniously with foreigners. But social media derangement and the hypersensitivity that it's engendered has clearly gripped some parts of Hong Kong, and the divisive woke identity politics that we're all so fed up here in the West is now growing over there. I was recently alerted to what happened to a fellow creator from the UK working in Hong Kong who's been a victim of this, and they tried to cancel her for a very minor mishap, and she is also totally innocent. This couldn't happen to a lovelier, more genuine person. Her name is KateFBarr, and she's a teacher working in Hong Kong. So while she's there, she's been making the most of her experience and really getting out there to capture and share Hong Kong culture and celebrate the best of what Hong Kong has to offer. And I think she's been doing a great job of it. She's also a real foodie. So let me play you one of her typical food videos to give you a flavor of what she does.
This place is so cool. You can see everyone's eating outside. And they cook the food. How much is the salted lobster? How much?
In lobster and 800. In big one.
800?
Yeah.
Called the seafood.
Oh.
The big one.
Oh yeah, no, that's okay. Yeah, sorry. I was thinking British pounds. Thank you.
You got 800, okay.
Yeah, perfect. Sounds great.
Thank you.
Thank you. So, 800 Hong Kong dollars. Cool. I fucked up here. Really silly mistake. So, 800 Hong Kong dollars. When he told me, I was shocked because I was thinking, that's so much money. And then because I do this a lot, like I automatically think in pounds. I thought, oh wait a minute, I was thinking like 800 pounds. 800 Hong Kong dollars is 80 pounds. So I was right to be shocked at the price. I just had a mind blank and didn't think it through. I thought, oh wait, it's only £8. So I've just ordered something that's very expensive and like way without my budget. But what can you do? I've ordered it now. My mistake. Fucking hell. Thank you so much. That's ridiculous. I messed up so bad. Okay. Well, this is a day's salary. Guys, please have some. Honestly, I feel like a moron. Let's see what it tastes like. So juicy. And the juices are a really gentle blend of lobster meat juice and ginger. It is very good, as it should be. When you have it with this sauce, that's wonderful. Okay, well, is it worth the money? It's a huge portion. It's not meant for one. I think considering like this is an unexpected cost, I have to get rid of that from my mind because that's my problem. Probably is worth the money if you really like lobster because it's so beautiful and tender. The sauce does such a wonderful job of being delicious in its own right without, taking center stage. Just gently complimenting the lobster. Considering the price, you've got to hold it to a very high standard. Do you know what? I'm giving it a 10 out of 10.
800 Hong Kong dollars, 800蚊你咪黐咗線啊 Are you fucking kidding me? 800 Hong Kong dollars, 80 pounds. 大排檔，污糟邋遢，坐街邊啲曱甴周圍走，800蚊你咪黐撚線啊 Sitting on the street, so dirty, cockroach running everywhere, 800 Hong Kong dollar, are you crazy? 呢個嘢呃鬼佬係咪 ？Tricking the white people. 香港人坐街邊食碟龍蝦，你叫佢俾800蚊，佢會屌你冇臭閪係咪先 ？You tell Hong Kong person pay $800 to eat plate of lobster on the street, they will tell you do something not so nice to your mother. Yeah, while the libtard population of Hong Kong, and I'm not talking about all Hong Kongers obviously, I'm talking about this small group of people, they're expecting Kate to apologize for her actions in a video which I'll play you later. It's Hong Kong who owes Kate an apology. The way that dude fleeced her there because she's a foreigner is shameful. And I'm embarrassed about that because that plate of lobster was not worth 800 Hong Kong dollars. 300 Hong Kong dollars at the most. But did you see the way she handled it so gracefully? She didn't complain. She tried to eat it all up herself, even though that's actually a family dish. And the guy should have warned her, right? He should have told her that's actually a sharing dish, and I can maybe do you a plate of lobster noodle for one person, right? That's what a good restaurant owner would have done. But he was guai lo, that's what we call it, tricking the white foreign devil. Anyway, Kate had every right to kick up a fuss, as most Hong Kongers probably would if they were asked to pay this price. But as you saw, she was very gracious because she's a kind, gentle soul. So it's quite upsetting what happened to her as a result of the video I'm about to play you.
Hey man, what are you selling?
Huh?
What are you selling?
Chestnuts.
You just eat them?
Yes.
Just like that?
Yes.
Okay.
You can push there to open.
You push to
Yes.
open. Oh, and you just you eat it hot?
Yes.
Okay.
Very hot.
And what are these? Quail?
The egg.
Cool. Can I have one little egg? Just
Yes.
It's already cooked?
Yeah, already cooked.
Okay, well, one quail egg and one chestnut.
Okay.
Thanks, dude. I really like your t-shirt. It's
Yes.
funky.
It's buying in Japan.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Hong Kongers love Japan.
Yeah.
No, just one.
Oh, just one.
Yeah. Don't worry, I'll pay for whatever. I just want to try one.
Oh. Or maybe I can give you one to try.
And one chestnut. Thanks, man. Just one.
One?
Yeah.
Maybe
I'll pay, don't worry. Why don't I pay 20?
It's okay.
Are you sure, sir?
Yes.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
So did you spot what she did wrong there? Because I didn't. But something in that video caused an overnight hate campaign to be launched against her, and her world was turned upside down. So let's hear from her what happened.
He was selling chestnuts, and I had never tried it before, so I wasn't sure if I'd like it. So I asked, can I just have one? And then I offered to pay. He said, no, thank you. I offered to pay again. He said, no, thank you. So I got it for free. I tried to pay with a 500 Hong Kong dollar note, which is £50. It's a lot of money. The reason for that is simple. I have a full-time job. I'm a teacher. As a consequence, it's completely impractical for me to film every day just because I post every day. I have to bulk create my content, and so that's what I do. Whenever I decide today I'm going to film, I try to film like 10 at once, and so I go to my ATM prior to that and I take out 500 per each season of shooting. And that's why in about 1 of 10 videos you'll see that I hand over a 500. Just truthfully, it's just never something I've even thought of, but I do understand that that's maybe an inconvenience to people because you're asking then for a lot of change, and it's not my intention to cause that inconvenience.
So that was her big crime. She tried to pay with a 500 Hong Kong dollar bill equivalent to £50, and the guy instead offered her the chestnut and the quail egg for free. A chestnut and a quail egg. And she shouldn't even have to explain herself, right? Because it's so minor and inconsequential, right? Plus also, people have this misconception that it's inconvenient to ask street vendors to give you change from a big note, like the equivalent of £50 in the UK. But that's not even true. They actually struggle to give you small change because everyone wants small change. But throughout the day, they get people handing them £5 notes, £10 notes. They have a load of £5 and £10 notes. So to give you change from a £50 note, like 4 £10 notes and maybe a £5 note, it's easy for them. It's coins that they struggle with.
Also, why I only ask for a small amount, it's for the same reason. I'm going to be filming a lot of food reviews. I can't eat the full portions all at once, and realistically I can't carry around like a whole bunch of food portions in my bag all at once. So the choice is either like you ask for a smaller portion that you then get to enjoy, or you ask for a big portion but immediately, as soon as the camera's off, you throw it in the bin. it's just silly in my mind not to ask, oh, can I have a smaller portion? But I'll pay you for the full portion. That's a minor win in my mind for the street vendor, you know, from a technical profit perspective. And it's a win for me, for sure. I'm not going to do that again because it leads to confusion, and perhaps it also leads to inconvenience on the part of the street vendor, which is never my intention. What it was perceived as is me purposefully putting someone in a difficult position to force them or coerce them into giving me free food. And apparently this is something that Westerners do a lot.
She didn't force the guy, did she? He offered. She tried to pay.
Why don't I pay 20?
It's okay.
Are you sure, sir?
Yes, yes.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
That was his decision because he was being hospitable. So why does the public have to turn this around and make it into something that it's not?
And also I want business owners to do well. So I've never had the agenda of, you know, trying to get free things from hardworking street vendors ever. And I didn't walk away from that encounter thinking, oh brilliant, I've just got something for free. It was just not in my mind at all. Another part of the conversation was that I constantly engage in rage bait. That there's one video where I'm walking, so the escalator's going down, but I'm walking up it. It was just in my mind, you know, you make so many videos, and you're always kind of looking for like a small way that justifies like what makes this slightly interesting. For me, the camera angle of like me staying in shot whilst like forces were acting against me being in shot was mildly interesting. That's really as far as it went in my mind. I knew I was being a bit cheeky, but that's why I chose to do it on a day where the escalator was quiet, so that it wasn't like, you know, it wasn't like holding people up.
In Asia, there's a sort of a hypersensitivity around foreign creators, YouTubers, creating content where they're disturbing the flow of life in Asia. And I understand why that is, because there are some people who have actually gone out of their way to harass people, harass the locals, like that Johnny Somali guy, right? And Kate is not one of those creators. People are so used to being outraged by this kind of thing that they've lost their sense of nuance. This is not the same thing.
But the rage bait claims continue. Like there's another example where I'm outside Ocean Park, but I say, hello, today I'm at Disneyland. And apparently I'm doing that to rage bait. The sign behind me is so big saying Ocean Park, and it's so silly for someone to say I'm at Disneyland. The joke is that I'm an idiot for saying it, you know what I mean? Examples like that I can't really take seriously, that I'm purposefully engaging in rage bait. It's not, it's that I'm engaging in basic fun, like a basic sense of humor.
I think a lot of people today have completely lost their sense of humor. That's why it's so difficult to do comedy now, because comedians are getting cancelled for offending audiences when the whole premise of comedy is to make fun of people. That's why it's funny. But Kate isn't even doing that. However, the appreciation of a creator's humor can often be lost because of the cultural or language barrier. And there's also, I think, a lot of autism in society today. And when you mix that with growing up online, it's fertile ground for misunderstanding, miscommunication, and taking something seriously that was intended in jest. And funny thing is, I am a creator who actually does engage deliberately in rage bait. I'm not afraid to admit, because if I know something is gonna trigger a bunch of woke libtards, it kind of motivates me to do it because I get a kick from it. But there's a reason for that though, like a deeper psychological reason, because when people are hypersensitive and too easily triggered, you've got to loosen them up a bit, right? It's kind of like how so many Westerners today have multiple food allergies. And old school Hong Kongers would have thought it's because they're overindulged. What do you mean allergic to peanut? Nobody scared peanut. If your children scare peanut, they must eat more peanut. I actually plagiarized that one from Uncle Roger, although I do it with a little bit more intensity. But we have a lot in common, me and Uncle Roger.
By far the most legitimate criticism that I read, and criticism that I've levied against myself, is that I don't speak Cantonese. That is true. I do not speak Cantonese. I speak English pretty well, and that's my only language that I speak. I can tell you the reasoning that I have for not speaking Cantonese.
A lot of Hong Kongers are rightfully very sensitive about the Cantonese language, and I have made multiple videos on this subject, that it's really important for us to keep our mother tongue alive, because children are growing up speaking Mandarin primarily, and there are businesses that expect their employees to speak Mandarin instead of Cantonese. But don't take this out on Kate. She's only on a 1-year contract in Hong Kong. To learn a language when you're only on a work contract for a year, it's a lot to ask of somebody. Especially when everyone in Hong Kong can speak English. They learned it in school and they were always happy to speak English to foreigners. What has changed?
For some people, this became like a broader topic of conversation, and it wasn't just about me as an individual, it was about what I represented. And I represented British entitlement, white privilege, a refusal of immigrants to integrate properly into Hong Kong, a refusal for Cantonese culture to be respected. This is tied into colonialism, white privilege, etc., etc. Look, I'm just not smart enough, essentially, to hugely comment on that. Of course, Hong Kong has its own reasons for having a complicated history with Britain. I think just on the internet in general, people are obviously having lots of conversations about these types of things nowadays. I'm on no conscious level trying to get things easier in life just because I'm white or British. Overall, I have a deep appreciation for Hong Kong culture. I don't have anything to say about this except that I've been kind of dragged into a conversation that's very complicated, and I don't have the skill set or the intellect to really figure out if there's any element of it that's valid or not.
I'm so tired of the term white privilege. I mean, tell that to some of the people in Scotland, where Kate's from, who are living in total poverty on crack. People in Western Europe and North America are so fed up of this white supremacy narrative. I mean, that's why Trump is president now. Yes, colonialism happened, but it's not Kate's fault, is it? And she's not the one to fix it either, is she? So why are you mad at her? And every race colonized. It wasn't just the Brits. They were all at it. And, well, except Africa. I don't think they did any colonizing. They just pretty much fought amongst themselves in tribal wars. But Kate doesn't have to apologize for colonialism any more than I have to apologize for Genghis Khan.
And also, I represented a huge worry because I'm a teacher, and clearly I'm a terrible teacher based on what people have seen. My direct boss above me doesn't seem to be giving me that feedback. I have a but when kids come into my class, there's courses they're expected to pass. All my kids pass my courses. Far more important to me than this is that my kids are always happy to see me, not just in my class, but also, you know, you're constantly bumping into them outside of class. You know, you hear Miss Kate before you see them, and there's so much joy when they see me. I know that I create an environment where they learn they learn good things. They learn what they're meant to learn from an academic perspective. They learn good values, but they also learn that Miss Kate is a person that they can feel safe around, and that Miss Kate is good fun, and that learning is fun. I'm very proud of the fact that at a very young age I instill in kids this idea that it's exciting to learn. Also, none of my children are watching my content. Technically, I teach 2 to 12-year-olds. In reality, 95% of my kids are 2 to 6. Even 12-year-olds aren't on Instagram, or at least they're not meant to be.
I know that you are a wonderful teacher. I can tell from your demeanor. And my favorite teachers in school left an impression on me that has lasted my whole life. Those kids are blessed to have you as their teacher. And don't let these wotards tell you anything else.
It's definitely not fair on my kids, but it's not fair on me either. I felt threatened that a job I love and that, kids I love were gonna be taken away from me.
No, it's absolutely not fair. Cancel culture, it's usually based on one short clip that's been taken completely out of context, and strangers are judging you en masse without knowing anything about you. And it just takes one big influencer with a massive following to have their say. And if they twist that narrative, they're spreading an untruth, and it then goes on to spread like a disease. So I often find myself taking it on like a cause, because I have a platform where when I see something like this happen, I can try and get that person's side of the story out, because they're not given that chance. Cancel culture is trial by mob. In a real life situation where you are sued and you go to court and you get a lawyer, you can defend yourself. And in cancel culture, nobody hears what you have to say against that wall of mass bullying that you cannot penetrate on your own. This is something that I feel strongly about, because I believe in fairness. And it's not just individuals who are victim to this, but we see businesses getting cancelled all the time as well. And people think, oh, it's just a business. But that is a person's livelihood. The typical family-run business is run on a shoestring. They make so little profit. Sometimes they run at a loss. So we think of them as, oh, it's the elite versus the people. It's not. Business owners are some of the hardest working people out there. And you sat there in your office are probably making more money than them, while in many cases doing a fraction of the work. Obviously, if you have time to sit around engaging in social media bullying, you're not that busy, are you? And the ironic thing is that these people rarely come after people like me. Okay, I do get a lot of hate comments because a lot of people take issue with the things I say because I'm very outspoken, and we live in a very politically divided world. But I can take it because I give as good as I get. And I think people know that, so they don't dare try and cancel me. Just you try, please, someone out there try and cancel me, and let's see what happens. But comedians and YouTubers and TikTokers who are professional rage baiters, they seek outrage. And so it's no fun for the general public to give them what they're looking for. And they tend to target ordinary, decent, innocent people who are not out to offend. And that's the bullying nature of cancel culture. You're attacking innocent people who are not asking for this attention.
Maybe some of this hasn't come from the fact that I'm a rude person. It might be that actually it's because I'm neurodiverse, and that's where some of the misunderstandings have come from. Again, I actually just don't have the self-awareness to know if any of this has come down to me being someone with Asperger's. The truth is, I do find myself in life sometimes getting into situations where I'm confused as to what happened. Yeah, so then I got emotional because my whole world had fell apart, and I went online and I started crying, and I'm very regretful of that for 2 reasons. The first reason is that it's not fair to impose that on other people. People are already living difficult lives. People already have a lot to get on with and a lot to think about. If they're just scrolling and they suddenly see someone having a breakdown, it's not nice to just push that into people's lives. It's not nice. I don't want to make people's lives feel more uncomfortable than it is, because I'm online crying saying like, not everyone in Hong Kong's being nice. I want to promote the idea that Hong Kong is a nice place to live, because it's true, that's a fact, but also because I want the people of Hong Kong to feel nice about their home. So I certainly didn't contribute positively in that regard.
But it's interesting that there was a backlash against Kate crying about what happened, because this is what we call white tears nowadays. Such a horrible, toxic term, but it's a term that I hear a lot, along with stuff like caucasity. Because if you cry online about your experience and your ethnic minority or LGBT or whatever, it's a win. You have the sympathy of the entire internet and everybody takes your side. And that's a new form of racism masked as anti-racism. It's the white privilege narrative that there's no sympathy for the oppressor, only the oppressed. And if you're white, you are by default the oppressor. But look at poor Kate here. She's obviously not an oppressor. She wouldn't oppress a mouse. But you guys are the oppressors in this situation, because you are the bullies and you hold the power with your numbers in this army of red guards. Because that's what you guys are, red guards. Mao's red guards.
But also, I spread misinformation. I did presume I was getting fired. And I wasn't going off no information, for the record, but I wasn't going off being told that officially by the company. I spread misinformation about the company because I didn't get fired. I was just talked to about what had happened. And that's putting a company in a very needlessly difficult situation. This business that I work for has actually given me everything that I wanted from it. And I have not repaid that well at all. I am regretful of that and embarrassed by that.
Kate, you did nothing wrong. You have not let down your employer. And I'm really glad that your employer has taken your side and decided not to punish you for this, because they know that you're not responsible for what happened. Because not all employers are so sympathetic. Some of them would fire somebody who gets cancelled because they don't want to be associated with that. So I want you to know, and I think the general public seeing this video would love you to know, that you did nothing wrong and you don't need to feel guilty. So if you agree, let's support Kate and show her some grace. As a Hong Konger, I cannot stand to see her go home with this bitter taste about her experience in Hong Kong with our people. Because although I live here in the UK, a part of me will always be a Hong Konger. And this is not my Hong Kong. So if you agree, then let us know in the comments. Share my video and let's fight the bullies and turn the story around. Let's show the world that Hong Kong is better than this. Divisive, woke identity politics, cancel culture, trial by mob, social media derangement. These things are destroying the West. Let's not let it consume Asia too. We the people, every one of us, has the power to turn this around by the way we react to these things. So do leave me your thoughts, and if you haven't already done so, please subscribe to my channel for more of my content. Thank you.